The focus of this next video is how to identify the cases coming up for redetermination in your work basket, as well as the proper way of filling out the DCC 90F and DCC 105. 85 and 85A cases will appear in your work basket 45 days prior to the ending date of eligibility. As you can see here, they are labeled with Coming Due DCC 85 and makes them easily distinguishable from your CCIE redetermination cases. Within 3 workdays of the work basket notification, you will want to email the authorizing DCBS worker informing them of the impending end date of eligibility and request that Form DCC 85 or 85A be sent within 15 days approving the continued eligibility if appropriate. You will also need to make a note in the case indicating that you have sent the email. If you are in the habit of entering Manage Case Change Dates to follow cases, you would do so at this time, entering a case change date for 15 days from the day that you send the email. Additionally, you will put the file in your pending drawer for 15 days out. No further action is needed on this case until that point. If there is no response or a new authorization is not received within the 15 days, a second request is sent via email to the PMP KTAP worker. Additionally, the DCC 90F is mailed to the client with an appointment scheduled and needed information listed to apply as CCIE. As we look at the 90F, you will notice that I have included the date and time for the appointment. Additionally, I have checked the section where it says the current authorization will expire and the exact date of its expiration. This section also informs the client that we have not received notice from their worker that child care assistance will be authorized past that date, and that if they wish to continue having child care assistance, that they must come in and apply under the Low Income Program guidelines. In this section, you will want to enter the due date for this information along with what information is being requested. Because this was a DCBS case, no technical eligibility has been verified to this point. Therefore, you will need to ask for birth certificate, social security cards, and photo IDs for all adults, as well as household composition, income, and employment verification. The due date in this section reinforces the appointment date. However, in this lower section, we will use the redetermination date as our final due date. As always, do not forget to include your own personal information for contact. Remember, this interview appointment is set for the client to redetermine as an income-based client. If a new authorization is issued before the redet date, the client is not expected to come in for the appointment. Once you have completed the 90F and sent it to the client, make appropriate notes in the case. Your notes do need to indicate that you have sent a second email to the DCBS worker, and additionally you want to include the information that you sent in the 90F. If the client fails to show for the redetermination appointment or a new DCC 85/85A is not issued, 10 days before the end of the case, you will need to send the client a 105, advising that the case will be terminating if not renewed, either through a new authorization or with an appointment to apply based on income. As you can see here in our 105, we have told the client that assistance will end for the qualified children beginning on the first day that we will no longer provide services. Our reason for this action is because the client has failed to complete the redetermination process. After you have created the 105, you will return to the case summary page where you will enter a case note indicating the case termination. From this point, you will print the case comments and place the file in the discontinued drawer. No further action is needed to complete the case at this time. If the client does come in before the redet date for an appointment, you will need to follow the CCIE process to determine eligibility. In the same regards, if you were to receive a DCC 85 or 85A before the redetermination period ended, you would need to process that authorization